going to use that to segue into who was a big star, and I think the best part of this movie, Nope, was Keke Palmer. And over the weekend, since this movie's come out, a lot of people have been comparing, talking about her career because Kiki's an OG. A lot of people don't,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? Realize
What?
Keke is a fucking OG.
What? And
Like
from that back in the day,
back in the
OG,
day,
boy.
like you gotta keep in mind, if I'm not mistaken, I know for a fact she's the only black. I know Raven was on Disney, but as far as Nickelodeon, she was the only black girl to have her own show on Nickelodeon. As far as the even black owned show in general, it was her, Keenan and Kel, Nick Cannon, Lil JJ, and Lil Romeo.
Nobody gives her credit for real.
That she deserves credit, bro. She had a successful show. She was in movies from the time before she even had her full adult teeth. She was starring in movies. You get what I'm saying?
And she didn't fuck over. You ain't never hear no crazy shit about her.
No,
going on later into life. That's what makes her shit so like.
And
so
solid. She was in a lot of movies too. Like I remember at one point it was Keke Palmer this, Keke Palmer that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything.
And she wasn't, and make no mistake, because this is what we're going to talk about, is right now a lot of people are comparing her career to Zendaya or saying like how, for positive, some worse, you know what I mean? But she got upset because she's saying I shouldn't even be compared. Comparing me to Zendaya is like comparing like Angela Bassett to me. You get what I'm saying? It's like, I'm OG. You don't even compare people that's new in here to the
that's
OG.
True.
Like,
that's true.
Because you're talking about she was starring opposite actors like Denzel and Forrest Whitaker, these big name actors and stuff like that. And she was holding her own at a young age. And she wasn't just making, because a popular thing right now with younger actors, they mostly make like Zendaya. She makes like teenager-y kind of young people. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I feel like they can't even be compared, bro.
Yeah,
that's what she was saying. And a lot of people before you continue what you was gonna say, I'm gonna tell you, the angle that a lot of people are going. They're saying it's the colorism angle because Zendaya is this fair skin.
Right, but my nigga, right, and that's the thing. Anyone thinking that is dumb, because right now, this is what Keke was saying too. Me and Zendaya ain't even going for the same kind of roles. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is no colorism. Because we ain't, because like we're not even auditioning or being offered the same kind of stuff. I feel like Keke's more like a way more conscious kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like she's trying to make more adult, very like heavy movies. Whereas Zendaya right now, to her own respect,
is a teenage role.
Yeah, like teenage roles. She's more so trying to do these like very young women, roles. And even acting wise, Zendaya's cool. She's great. She's a good actress. But particularly if you watch this, Keke Palmer showed emotions and range in this movie I didn't even know this girl had. You get what I'm saying? Like watching her on screen was like, it was almost shocking to see like this is the same girl who's been acting for so long, because it was like seeing a brand new fresh actress or something. You know what I mean? Like
so let me ask you. You said. Well, two things. First thing is that you said she was the star of the movie?
Yes, her and Daniel Kaluuya. They play a brother and sister. So I'd say technically Daniel's like the male star, but Keke has way more lines, more work to do, more like physicality. It's more her movie.
Cool. Yeah. So she's the star. And then the second thing, the whole comparing, I feel like them two can't even be compared, because first thing, like you said, not doing the same roles, not even in the same, because what people are using to compare like Zendaya to Keke is that Euphoria role. That Euphoria role, the only reason that everybody fucks with that role is because it's just a whole bunch of drugs and sex and and money in it.
Not to throw no shade, she is a good actress in it. She's a
great actor. No, she's great.
A lot of emotion.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, like nigga, it's there's no, like, for example, if they were for whatever reason offer Keke that, I don't think Keke Palmer would have accepted that role. She'd be like, no, I'm past that. You know what I mean?
Like, and just to show Zendaya, like, I'm not trying to show no shade either, because just to show Zendaya is like, Zendaya it was perfect for that certain role.
Boom.
That's just that's how it goes with acting. Some roles you're just perfect for. You feel me? So that's another thing where I feel like she. Well, let me ask you: was Zendaya on Disney Channel too?
Yeah,
she was. She was on
Disney
some
or
show.
Which one?
It was Disney. It was Disney. She was on some show. That's kind
of
how
her own show. She had her own show. She did have her own show. It was her own? Yeah, it was her own show.
She did it, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I still was on Disney.
I see where everybody's coming with the comparison and stuff like that, but as far as how they're being compared is, I agree with you.
Yeah, because if I'm Zendaya, if I'm Keke Palmer, I'm like, bro, I'm far ahead in that race. She's too behind because for example, you can compare Keke Palmer to more the people of her generation, like Raven. She damn sure out career Megan.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's where she needs to
even
be.
Megan Good. Megan Good, who's kind of around the same age, was in movies around the same time. Megan Good ain't saying shit right now, really. You know what I'm saying? Like
Keke blew her.
You know what I mean? I think in Keke's head, she's like, bro, y'all got to be comparing me more to the people that I was running with that was in my class. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know? That's what I mean by she's not. They're not even in the same category as far as
not in the same
why they even being compared. But you know what? It's you know that's the type of that's where we at on social media. It's all about comparison. It's all about
bro. Everything's about comparison, man. And I think that's one of the, especially within like the Black community, like doing this thing of comparing negatively or trying to pin people against me.
You know what made us go deeper into that water is the whole verses, man.
Yeah.
What a thing that was, boy. I mean, you like everybody likes a rap battle here and there, or whatever it is. But as soon as you start calling it verses, and like we
and then you see, and boom, and that's so crazy because it's like it even falls into the theme of that thing that I love that you said earlier about like how the control, because like you said, particularly with the Black community. Once you just put that, and you know how it's like programmed in our mind too, I was thinking too, is like when those of us who grew up playing like fighting video games and shit, what did you always see? Versus. I feel like the whole, even the word versus I got just from like video games and seeing that. Sir. And once you see versus, it's on. Like even with wrestling WWE, The Rock versus John Cena, Triple H versus The Undertaker. Anytime you put that word versus, it's like war. You know what I mean? Like automatic. So
and I can see why Keke Palmer probably was like, feel super tried, because right now she got two big movies in theaters. She's in Lightyear and Nope. So she's probably like, I'm here, I'm headlining 2 big movies in theaters, and y'all gonna try me with some Zendaya right now.
Instead of giving me my flowers and showing me love, y'all over here. Let's compare you to Zendaya.
Yeah.
And that's only just because Zendaya is like the most popular young Black actress right now. Because the other ones that are known, they're like kind of known, but people don't really like. They're not a household name, I'd say.
And can I say, and see, this all goes into the like. All right, so the reason, personally, the reason that I feel like she's all the way up there is because Euphoria did so good. But the only reason that I believe that Euphoria did so good is because there's just a bunch of teenage sex, teenage
which is weird.
Drug use.
Yeah, and that whole plot on that movie is that show. I remember when you said it. You're right. Bro,
there's a whole bunch of weird shit in that
shit is weird,
that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, that like
fucking weird.
This is the weird, crazy shit that's sold to us. You feel me? Because we're
and we accept it.
So they
regurgitate what they give to us, and we accept. They regurgitate it right back. We're like, oh, they like this? Give them more. Up, you know what I'm saying? Up the ante.
Exactly. So one, the reason that you're afraid that the teenage sex or whatever, the fucking teenage drug use, and then just money. But if you take,
and let me ask y'all's opinion on this, because the money I get, right, like I get, but why does it seem that as adults and stuff, we're and I'm not me because I don't, but it seems that people have this obsession subconsciously with seeing young teenagers in like sexual environments or sexual situations, or why?
Yo, I thought about that shit the other day, bro. I got a real issue with that because not only that show, it's a lot of different shows, and I just realized it the other day, bro.
There's a couple of them.
I mean, because I ain't gonna cap, like the storylines be fire, the storylines be good, some of them, right? But you watching it, and then one time I'm watching, and I'm like, listening to it was All American. I don't know if you guys watch All American.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And they're talking about having sex and this, that, and the other, and it clicked real quick. I was like, hold up. These motherfuckers is in high school.
Yes,
right?
Bro.
Freeze. Can I tell you something?
Go ahead,
and Jay, bro. This is going to answer your question too. It's because now on these things that we're watching and hearing and stuff, whether it be the music, whether it be whatever, we are not the target for the audience anymore, fam.
When you say we, who's we? Like
as far as when I say we, I mean everybody who is mature enough to think for themselves. Meaning that you know,
bro,
you either
bro, you would be 9 times out of 10 of people I see hype, specifically Euphoria. It'd be like girls we went to high school and shit with, like people our age, like in their early 30s, late 20s.
That's what I'm saying. And we like, okay, so we as a whole, we're still watching this shit because it has the, you know, it has the stuff that we're used to, like as far as like, you know, when you used to watch The Wire and shit, like, you know, it has the action and the the violence that we're looking for, because that's what we're used to. But as far as like, why are we seeing it as far as younger people more being portrayed in that scene, is because it's this to kind of answer Freeze's question too a little bit more. It's directed not for the 18 and up anymore. It's directed to anybody who's watching Netflix, and most of the time, or anybody who's watching their TV, and most of the time it's the younger children. You feel me? So because I've been like, when I go to my mom's house and I see my younger siblings watching TV, my little cousin who's like 9, about to turn 10 or whatever, and I'm watching what she watching, and most of the shit on Disney Channel and Nickelodeon, it's all sexualized, bro. It's all crazy. like love, like, oh, you're gonna fall in love with you know, like 6th graders dating and stuff. And I know the reality of it. Okay, that's
and you know, and that's crazy you said that, because you know what's the difference? When we were kids, they would portray that to us, because like, for example, I remember when we were in middle school, we would watch like high school kids. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And then when we got older, like getting closer to getting to high school, we watching like college shows and kids and shit like that. Yeah. So it's weird now to me. That's like, because like you said, you watch these shows where it's like they're showing 6th graders in relationships and in love, and I'm like, dude, like, what? When I was in 6th grade, I was more so still trying to watch like cartoons and shit like that. Like, that wasn't really about such heavy emotional material. You know what I mean?
Let me give y'all one comparison, and I know both of y'all seen this show. All you have to do is compare any show that is out right now, like that kids are supposed to be watching right now, to Ned's Declassified.
Bro, that used to be like my guideline when I was a kid. Like, granted, it was probably half pure foolishness.
No
when
fucking
I was a kid,
cap.
I thought like, okay, this is how
it's about to be. No cap. You compare any show to that show, you will see how drastically it has changed as far as the agenda to what should be on TV or what kids can watch. Like, it's crazy. Like, you know, there's the gay guy in Light Years or whatever. Like, there, you feel me? They're in China. They ain't even showing some of this shit. Because of how sexualized and shit it is. They like even in the A-rap
it's not even just sexual. It's like the young sexualization. It's like they trying to. I don't know what they're trying to do with this, but it's just all.
I don't know. And then it's like, when you talk about stuff like this, people make it seem like you have like you're against, like, you know, like sexuality, open sexuality, whatever. It's like, dude, do your thing. But I just don't see the point of trying to keep stuff in this thing in kids' heads, like, oh, you need to be conscious of sex, you need to be conscious of people loving you, you need to be conscious of relationships. It's like, yo, let them be kids and figure that shit out. Like,
kids can't even be kids.
Leave that shit for Power. And shows like that. Like, I'll watch the, you know, saying, like, I stopped watching All American because of that. Like, I thought about it when I'm like, bro, this is fucking weird. It didn't click for a little bit, and I'm like, hold on.
This is weird. That's the reason I didn't even watch Euphoria. I didn't even watch that. I saw 3 episodes, and then I kind of caught on to, like, okay, this is about a druggie who is a 9th grade or 10th grade, and I'm like, damn, so what the fuck? And then, you know, and I fucked with the white kid who was selling her all the drugs, or who loved her or whatever, who, you know, whoever that kid is in the Euphoria. But that's the reason I didn't even get to finish the first season, and even get to the 2nd season, because I'm like, the same thing you said, Freeze, why you stopped watching All American. I was like, bro, I'm not on this wavelength.
Yeah, man. I think, and it's to the point where it's like, I hate to like judge people, especially based off of what they like, what they're super into and what they watch. But like, even when I meet people now, and I meet people like, even people I know from the past, if I'm like, if you're one of them people, it's one thing if you just watch it and you watch it, but there's people, if you're one of the people like, you're like, I love this show, it's so great. I'm like, yo, I'm judging you, my nigga, because this shit is like,
you living through that shit.
Yeah, it's like niggas be like, what is your connection to this shit? Because for me to have a TV show, and not everything I watch is like, you know, something that I can do or something. There has to be some like connection to me mentally where I feel like, you know, I can relate to it or something. And like Don was saying, like, I can't. That's why I can't watch like the high schooly stuff no more. I'm like, bro, I'm far past that. Bro. Like, I can't connect with this and act like I care about what's the drama going on in some high school. Like, bro. Like, you want to see some real drug addicts? Watch fucking Intervention on A&E. That's real, motherfucker. Like, some real adult drug addicts whose kids is on the line type.
Yo, shit. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I've been watching Top Boy on Netflix, bruv. Top Boy is fire, bro.
Top Boy is
yeah,
fire.
I've heard that shit's pretty good.
What are you on the new season or?
Keep it a buck. I'm
just
rewatching
started?
it. I done watched everything already. I'm just rewatching over and over because it's so fire. Like it's so I fuck with it so much. Like that
shows like
fire.
that is good. You know what I'm saying? It's just
yeah. Even like I like Game of Thrones, right? Like I've to this day I've been watching it all. I don't know much about it, and I was even one of those people where I'm like, all right, y'all are hyping this shit up OD, and you know, like I said, I don't know nothing, haven't seen it, but I saw 2-3 episodes, and I could at least understand why people was going crazy over it. You know what I'm saying? Just from the episodes I saw, I was like, whoa, that's fucking intense. You know what I mean? Like, and it didn't have this super like, you know, you feel like what they're fighting for is like, okay, that's some serious shit. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't have this overwhelming teenager drama-y kind of thing where it's like, dude, this is not that serious. You know what I mean? Like, because even with Euphoria, outside of Rue, who's the main Zendaya's character, outside of her drug addiction, the rest of the stuff going on with these kids is just
wild.
Yeah, it's just wild teenager bullshit. And another part too is like, I just feel like I went to high school and I feel like it wasn't this like dramatically wild and crazy and just like, you know what I'm saying? Like
it's different. It's different.
We were more focused on like trying to have a good time and like trying to party and like, you know, obviously there's gonna be like sex and stuff like that, but I don't know. Obviously they have to ham stuff up to make it appealing to certain people, but you know that is what it is. Okay, so we kind of got off topic, but we're definitely gonna keep up with everything going on with the whole Keke Palmer and Zendaya situation. I don't think any more